I'm Stephen King, CEO of GrowthForce, and this is your Accounting for Growth Minute. Today we're going to talk about fraud. Everyone has heard the stories of a small business owner who got ripped off by someone they trusted. Why? Because they had all the keys to the kingdom. The key answer here is separation of duties. How big of a problem is this? Well, fraud in 2014 was $994 billion. To contrast, the Department of Defense budget was only $740 billion. And this impacts small businesses much bigger than big businesses. So what can you do about it? Separate the duties. Each transaction should be separated into three different parts. One, the person who authorizes the transaction. Two, the record keeping of that transaction. And three, the reconciliation. What does that mean? Simply stated, the person who writes the checks should never reconcile the bank account. The person who does the billing should not open the mail or make deposits into the bank. And what you need to do is make sure that you create a culture that starts at the top. If you are ripping off your clients or trying to cheat from the IRS, your employers are going to see that and say, he does it, so can I. If you start with helping to separate the person who is responsible for record keeping from the person who's responsible for reconciliation, you've done 80% of the work. Then they can't cover up their tracks. And if you can't do that because you only got one person, consider outsourcing. The biggest way businesses get ripped off is somebody who pays the fake bills. They'll pay their own AT&T bill in addition to yours. How do you solve that? Use electronic bill payment, which has a scanned image attached to make sure only your AT&T bill gets paid. The second way businesses get ripped off is they skim cash. You start that by locking down credit memos and customer credits. And finally, payroll taxes. It's the biggest area of fraud. People will make fake payrolls. You solve that by outsourcing your payroll and your bookkeeping to help reduce the risk of fraud. This is Stephen King, CEO of GrowthForce, and this was your Accounting for Growth Minute.